Welcome. In this video, we are going to look at variables. We're going to focus on how to create variables and what naming conventions we usually give these variables. We are finally ready to begin writing Python programs. One of the first things we need to learn how to do when writing Python programs is to know how to create variables. Variables store a value in which we can reuse later. Let's see an example. Suppose I have a variable called name, and I assign it to, suppose, my name. Now, I can do something with this variable, because I know name contains the string of characters William Fizet. For instance, I can print the name to the console. If we go to the terminal, if you go to the directory which contains your file, my file is called 1.3.py, and you type Python 3.4 1.3.py, then William Fizet gets printed to the console. This is because we know that name refers to that string of characters. As a side note, I've also installed a built-in package which allows me to run Python scripts from within the Atom editor. If you go to your settings, go to packages, type script, you can also install this plugin. Click install here, and when I press Ctrl-I, the Python script gets executed and we can see the result at the bottom of the screen. Now let's see how we can have other variable names. For instance, I can have a variable name called number, and number can contain a string of characters, like 1234. And similarly, we can also use that in our program and display it to the console. Python allows you to have also very small variable names. So, for instance, the character A I can assign to capital A. And I can also have a very long variable name that has, I don't know, some junk in it. There is a limit, though, to how long you can have your variable names, and usually it is discouraged that you have very long variable names. Verbosity is great, but not if it's interfering with the legibility of your code. There also exist variable names that you cannot create. Like, I cannot start a variable name with characters, such as this one. So starting with numbers is illegal. You can see my editor is giving me a syntax error, so you cannot do this. You also cannot start with random junk characters, even though you have a valid variable name like name after it. See, we still get a syntax error. However, you are allowed to start with underscore. So I can have underscore name is also equal to, say, William Fizet. And this is completely fine. First, the camel case convention, which says that your first letter starts lowercase, and the rest of the word is also lowercase, and then every time you hit a new word, you capitalize that word, and then the rest is lowercase, and you hit another word, and then you capitalize the first letter, and then the rest is lowercase. So that's one convention you'll see. However, Python prefers the underscore convention, where every compound word is joined by an underscore. And I'm just going to put this. So Python actually has a standard for how it wants you to construct Python code and gives you a set of instructions on how you should be naming variables, naming functions, how you should be using comments, and so on. So you might want to have a look at what's called the PEP8, which is Python's way of instructing its users on Python best practices and naming conventions. In this video, we talked about creating variables and giving variables naming conventions. In the next video, we're going to look at what Python types are.